tell the people what's up. Let's go. Let's get
What's
rolling.
up? Episode 6. What? Thanks for joining us here at Bricks Banter, podcast that discusses homes, happenings, and other stuff. I'm Shelly Demetrolis.
I'm Seth Demetrolis.
And in today's episode, if you watched last week, we left topic number 1 up to Seth today. So we're going to find out what that is here in just a minute. Then topic 2, we're going to talk about a little bit of organization in your home. And then, of course, a little bit of banter and some good stuff at the end. But as always, we want to give a huge shout out to Tim Chase and 719 Lending for letting us use the studio to record today. I love that. If you need, some help with refinance or, mortgaging or getting a mortgage for your home, give them a call, 844-719-LEND, 719 Lending. Ask for Tim Chase. Big guy.
It's not if you need. It's when
It's when you need. It's when you need.
Chase.
That's right. He'll always be there.
Everyone needs Tim Chase.
Everybody needs. Yeah. A little bit of 719 Lending in their life.
That's right.
That's right. So, thanks to that. And we'll get down to the brass tacks of our talk today and, stick around for the end because, we always give you some fun things at the end. But I'm kind of curious where we are on topic 1 today, Seth.
I'm just curious. I mean, we should really be telling people to stick around for the beginning and the middle because you always say stick around to the end. So
That's true.
what if they just go to the end?
You should really watch the whole thing.
There you go.
Really.
All right,
if we're being
everybody.
real, watch the whole thing.
Now that we have specific instructions, we can get into the,
I'm sorry.
quote unquote brass tacks of today.
Well, you got to get down to the brass tacks.
There we go.
Have you ever stepped on a brass tack? It really hurts.
No. No.
Okay. I'm just saying.
Oh, I don't know when the last time I used a tack was.
Oh. Do people still? People still use tacks.
Of course, yeah.
They
Anyways.
do.
Okay, stop. This is my podcast.
Okay, I'm sorry. I defer. Let's go.
Okay.
What do you got for us today, Seth?
Last week we were talking about the steps of, we finished buying,
Right?
Well, a loose, very loose.
Yes.
Buying.
It's just outline.
Yeah, exactly.
Outline.
So we were, kind of talking about whether we should go to do that more in depth or move into selling. And I don't want to do either of that right now because
throwing me for a loop.
Yep, the people don't know us yet.
They don't know us.
No.
Okay.
Except the ones that work with us.
Well, so there's a lot of people who know us since a lot of people work with us.
I'm talking about the new people.
But the new people, I get you.
Right. They don't know.
We got to get the new people.
They don't know how awesome we are, man.
Okay.
Cool.
I like that. Okay.
No, we're just going to have some personal questions.
Oh, wow. That's a tough topic there. Personal questions.
Yeah, personal questions. And then we'll just divert for this week. And then next week we'll move into selling. So.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we're going to do some personal questions. Just, get to know us a little bit.
Okay, great. Are you going to start or you want me to start or just...
You got questions already?
Throwing... I always have some questions.
Okay. I'll start.
I'm always prepared, but,
I'll start so you can...
oh, my. I know we're both answering these, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're answering. Yeah.
Okay. I love that.
Okay. So how serious do you want to start? Do you want to just...
Ooh. I don't know.
We'll do something.
Like we should ease into it.
We'll start with the first question. Do you have any bad habits?
100%.
Everybody does.
I think.
But what are they?
Ooh, do I have to say them?
Yep.
Oh my God.
The ones you're comfortable sharing.
Well, yeah, 100%. We all have bad habits.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible habit. I drink pop. I do like pop every now and again. It's a bad habit. I should not be doing that. That's a terrible habit of mine. Also, I will admit, I'll give you 2.
Okay.
I drink pop. And I get a little bit of road rage when I drive, but only in my own car, not to like anybody else. I'm not like crazy like that. I just might yell a little bit in my own car.
Mm-hmm. I've seen you. You're that crazy person in the light that's just like screaming at herself, looks like.
Yes, that's me. I could either be singing or screaming at you. But yeah, I'm not crazy. I don't like follow people, do anything like that. But like I do get a little bit in the car.
You're like introverted crazy, not extroverted crazy.
Okay.
Like you don't, you're not showing it to everybody, just inside.
Well, I am kind of showing it when I'm, driving and might be yelling to myself in the car.
Yeah.
Although you did teach me to give the big thumbs down.
Oh yeah, that's certified.
Instead of like other hand gestures, you give the big thumbs down.
Well, and I would say that's a bad habit of mine, but it's a lot more personal. Right? When you're on the road, everybody likes their, read between the lines.
Yeah.
The other things that you can do, but really a big thumbs down. Just,
Kind of makes you feel bad about yourself.
Yeah. Nobody wants to be put on red.
No.
You move your clip to red. No.
I don't know what that
Thumbs
is.
down. It is back in school.
Oh.
Like kindergarten, the little kindergarten kids, they get the green, yellow, or then a dance again, and then you got red where your parents get called. So
Oh, boy. I
feel like when I give people a thumbs down,
Yeah.
it's a lot more personal, and their clip gets.
See, when I was in school, you got sent to the hall, and other things happened in the hall. We won't talk about that. So, no.
Yes.
Yeah, that was back in the 70s, though. So
You just outed yourself age-wise, right?
that's okay. That's okay. That was, I'm a Gen Xer. What can I say?
Right.
Don't mess with me.
So, I'll answer then. My bad habits are, I definitely have a soda problem, which is kind of lame that you took that because, I really like soda.
Yes.
But I don't drink or any of that, really. So, you gotta.
Casually.
Yeah, you gotta take.
I don't drink coffee. I'm not a coffee person. So my caffeine comes from my daily pop.
Mm-hmm.
So but today you did mention that I have number 2. So
Yeah, I'm not one to judge though. I drink
it's a
pop
2
myself.
pop day for me, but that's okay. Tomorrow I just won't have any. So, but that is better. What else you got?
Bad habits. I really like sleep. Sometimes I'll just sleep for a really long time.
Yeah, but you know what's funny? I totally was listening to this podcast about habits of billionaires, which we're close. We're a couple zeros away from a billionaire.
And everybody's close.
Everybody is a couple zeros away from a billionaire.
That's correct.
That's right. But and it was LeBron James. And you know what he said his secret to being a billionaire was?
What?
Sleep.
Yeah, go to bed on time.
No, he said he sleeps. He's like, that's what I do. I make sure I have enough sleep. He was like, sometimes I sleep like 12 hours before a game.
Yeah.
He's like, that's it. That was his one thing. Other people had other things like Warren Buffett was like reading and things. But LeBron, sleep. So you're a couple zeros away from a billion right there.
So I'm LeBron James?
Similar.
And I'll take that.
There you go.
I'll take similar.
And I'm just saying.
I don't think that's true.
It could be a bad habit. Like if you're supposed to get up and be at work, definitely a bad habit.
No, I wouldn't do our clients like that. But when I'm not as busy,
right,
I'm sleeping.
Okay.
So.
Not mad about that. Anything else? Is that it?
We can move on to some different questions.
Okay.
Questions. So.
Okay. Are you asking? Or you want me to ask?
No, you could ask. You could ask one now.
Okay. Here's a tough one, and I probably know the answer to this one, but you probably also know the answer. Are you a morning person or a night owl?
I've kind of had both in my life, but really, I want to be a morning person when I'm just not there.
Why do you want to be a morning person?
Oh man, if I could just, go to bed on time, wake up in the morning, and get everything accomplished I need to do before noon, I feel like I could conquer the world.
Can.
But I don't do that.
Oh,
so
yeah. Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
So you're more of a night owl.
Yeah, I definitely fall into the habit of staying up too long and going down, different rabbit holes that way.
Ooh.
Like staying up later as opposed to getting up earlier.
Right.
100%.
Okay.
And I know the answer for you. Definitely morning person.
Definitely a morning person.
If you're up past, 9:30, it's kind of rare. So.
Hey, don't be outing me like that.
You outed yourself, man. You dated yourself to the 70s. So.
Well, that's true. Well, when you spend 20 plus years in the Army like I have and you get up at the, break of daylight, before that actually, that used to be the Army slogan. We do more before 10 a.m. than most people do all day.
Which is true.
Yeah.
Well, it used to be true. I don't know.
So
I don't know anymore.
Yeah. I'd like to not be a morning person every now and again, but I can't help waking. I just wake up. I don't even need an alarm clock. I just wake up at 5:30.
Yeah. And people say that's the best way to do it. Most times you really don't need an alarm
clock. They
say
say
your body knows.
Yeah. They say you're the most productive in the morning.
Which is crazy because, you just must be an outlier,
Oh, man. Bump. Where's that button again? I don't even know, man. Okay.
You and your buttons.
Okay. All right. Moving on. What you got for me?
What are 2 things that you never leave the house without?
Like in general, am I going somewhere specific or I'm just going?
The question speaks for what.
Okay.
If you're leaving the house, what do you have? Doesn't matter where you go.
Well, I definitely have my phone.
Oh, boo. Give a better answer than
What?
that.
Well, you got to have a phone.
What is in your big purse of things? What do you have in there?
I don't have a big purse of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
What? I want a better answer than your phone. Everybody takes their phone with them out of the house.
Well, you just said, okay, well, then you have to, like, that's an outlier. You can't be like, oh, you can't say phone.
You're a goofball, man.
Okay.
People are supposed to be getting to know us. Give
Here.
like a specific answer.
Chapstick,
Okay.
always in my pocket.
Yeah.
And if not, there's probably 4 in my purse.
There you go. Most people probably don't have that much chapstick.
I do. I don't know why. It's dry here in Colorado.
Okay.
Like, I just got to have the chapstick because I'm not a lipstick girl
Yeah.
or a lip gloss. I just chapstick.
Okay.
Just, And let's see. What else do I leave? That's one thing, since I can't say my phone. Can't say anything obvious, apparently. No. And a drink. I always take a drink. Water bottle,
Okay. Right.
something. Always take a drink with me because if you send me into a convenience store, it's like sending, a kid in there with like $100
Right.
to spend. I just can't. So I have to take a drink with me.
Okay. That's fair.
So
It's cheaper.
chapstick and a drink. I would say those are my 2 things.
Cheaper to just take a water bottle too.
It is. And I just, fill it from the
It's
fridge
better
kind of
for
thing.
you.
Yeah, 100%. Or sometimes I just fill it up with ice and then it just melts.
Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna answer the question Shelly's thought. Well, I always have my underwear, and typically I wear a shirt, but
I don't know about you in underwear, but maybe.
what?
No, I don't
know
know.
what you're talking about. Okay. I mean, you got secret.
I don't know. No, I don't. Not at all.
No.
I don't know. You're a dude, and some dudes are weird like that. So.
I don't think of that.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know what you do.
I just told you.
Okay.
I
Okay.
always
So
in the
what
house
is it?
with
What are your answers then?
All right. I'm gonna go with. I always have a pocket knife on me, at least one. If not multiple, but at least one.
Okay.
Useful tool.
Yep. Get that.
And second one, also a useful tool, a flashlight.
Flashlight. I like that. That comes in handy when you're showing houses and stuff like that.
Oh
too.
yeah, I've used it.
Yeah.
Just check stuff out. But also for when the Jeeps break down, it's nice to have some light.
Oh yeah.
Coming on a little bit.
Happens a little bit.
Sometimes.
Okay. So sorry.
Oh, and my phone, my wallet.
Oh my god. All righty. I can't.
I mean, I'm just saying, give the
Right.
people some real answers.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. My turn.
That's correct.
Is it, or was that yours? No, that was yours. So this is mine. What are your hobbies and how did you get into them?
Oh man.
Yep.
I mean,
I asked it.
yep.
There it is.
Oh, wow. That's okay. What is your energy today? You're goofy.
I don't even know.
Okay. We'll go with just outdoor activities in general, like rock crawling on the Jeeps, and then camping, fishing. And I got into it through just my childhood, Boy Scouts, as you know, and
Yeah.
I'm an Eagle Scout.
Love that.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Love that. I mean,
Dude,
that's a big deal.
Yeah, and most people don't finish, or most people don't have that. But
Yeah.
It wasn't a big deal to me. I just liked doing stuff outdoors. So
Love that.
yep, I would say that's my hobby. And then also, I don't know, most of my stuff is just doing stuff outdoors, honestly. Like just
Well, Colorado's a great place to be for that.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I like it.
Because you're native Coloradan. So,
Correct.
yeah,
Yep.
born and raised here. So
Yep.
love that.
Yep. Yeah. So I would say that's, and like I said, I got into it through my childhood, and my dad. So
Cool.
you know him pretty well.
I know him a little bit.
Yeah. Sometimes.
I met him.
Yeah. That's one way to say that. Yep, for sure. How about you? What's your hobby?
Well, there's a lot of things I like to do. I don't know, like hobbies is tough because like a lot of things I like to do, like were considered also like mom jobs, like baking, things like that. So, before I had kids, it was probably a hobby, but now it just, when I had kids, it was kind of just the norm.
Sure.
But I would say probably my hobbies are, I like to read. I do like to read. I'm reading a couple books right now. I usually read 2 or 3 books at a time because they're different. So I can whatever mood I'm in, I can pick up that book kind of thing.
No, I get you. But one question about that. Don't you think reading one at a time?
No, I like to have them all open and I read one word from each book at a time.
But don't you think it'd be a lot more beneficial just to read the one and then maybe switch to a different one?
No. Because there are sometimes
read them all at the same
like this morning I was reading, God, I can't think of the name of the book now. I was reading, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Okay.
Great book.
Yeah.
But then I'm also reading a Mitch Albom book, which is, not like a personal growth kind of book. So it just really depends.
Right.
And then there's always like a Stephen King book in there somewhere that I'm reading because, You know, sometimes you just need a little Stephen King in your life.
No, and I get that. Like, I started on the Berenstain Bears last week.
Did you?
Yes.
How's that coming?
You know, honestly.
What are they doing this week? What capades are they in?
It's been a little rough, I will say. You know,
Okay.
It's been a little rough. I've been getting some help, though.
Okay.
From the kids in the library.
I love that for you.
Been sharing a lot of useful information about the, different eyes and where they go relative to the rest of the words. And I'm like,
oh my gosh.
Right before you, that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
So they've been really helpful.
Right.
They've been making fun of me a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a give and take world. You got to,
So you just read one book at a time then? You can only handle one.
Read is a very strong word, and honestly, I'm going to use look at one book at a time.
Look at.
I am at least looking at one book at a time.
I love that for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I like to read, and then I also like to do like crafts. I like to sew. I like to crochet. I like to create.
Yeah.
That's probably those are probably my true two hobbies. Is
you like puzzles too?
I do like puzzles. Yeah, but that's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of like you do one and then you're kind of done.
Actually, I would, I'll answer the question for people. Your favorite hobby is sitting at the TV watching the game shows, screaming the answers before the people can get to it.
I also do that. That's why nobody wants to watch game shows with me.
No, and then...
But I don't do that very often. I quit. I quit doing that.
Why?
Yeah. Well, nobody ever wants to watch Wheel of Fortune with me because, like, those I can get. It's like 2 letters, and I know. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I know. It's just funny because it's like, I would say that's your hobby. He's yelling at TV, yelling in the car. You really just yell?
Maybe.
No.
Well, I don't really yell at, like, people in person, so I just have to, like, inanimate objects, the cat every now and again, and in the car.
Yeah. No, I get you. So, that makes sense.
All righty.
Okay.
You're up.
I got a question for you then.
Okay.
Who's been the most influential person in your life?
Ooh. Does it have to be just one?
And the question again for everybody. Who's been the most influential person in your life?
Okay.
Person, not persons.
Person, just one.
That's correct.
I would probably have to say my mom.
Okay.
Yeah. Like if I,
Elaborate.
Like my kids tell me, like, like she's the best. And like they have the best grandma. And if I could be like her, that would be better. So like that right there. But like, I don't know. She's been through a lot in her life. She just, she turned a big number this year. We talked about it last week. And, she's just, she tries and she's really successful at everything she does, which is just annoying. She's like super creative, which I guess is where that comes from. But she's just really good with people. And, everybody likes her. And, she's been through life. She's done life. And she's, so, she's given me a lot of good advice over the years. Some I didn't want, but, some you just got to take it. So
right.
Probably her.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, I don't know. I think I answer this question different than most people. I've had a lot of people influence me over the course of my life, but obviously, and this just works. The most influential person is me.
Okay.
I control my own actions. I control my own choices. So kind of just have thought about it like that. It's, for me, it's like, who's been the most influential person in my life other than myself?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would have to say the person who influences, and this is just my personal belief, but the person who influences a ton of people's lives, Christ.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
If it's not going to be me, it's going to be him. But I will say that the person who's most influenced me is myself when I was in high school.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
That version of myself.
That version of yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
I was
that season of your life.
Right.
We like to say seasons.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was doing a lot in high school, and I was doing really well and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of just doing it all for other people, though. Mm. So I was doing a lot, and I was doing really well in a lot of different places, but I was doing it all for other people.
I see.
So I think I spent a lot of time, reflecting with myself, trying to figure out what I wanted.
I love that.
And I'm still not, I just turned 22. So I still really don't know what I want in life. Exactly. Yeah. I feel like most people are just looking for something.
Yeah.
And I think it's that searching that keeps life interesting. But
right.
I think that, season of myself had a lot of sway over the man that I'm becoming.
I love that.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Yeah.
That's a great answer.
I guess.
Well, it is your answer. I mean, there is no right or wrong. It's
That's
you.
exactly.
So, I mean, it is what it is at that point. So.
Right. I would put you last on the list. No.
Great. Thank you. No, it's probably 100% true. Like,
right.
I was like a detriment.
No. No, that was actually one thing I thought about too is, both you and Dad, I had great parents growing up.
Yeah.
And they influenced me a lot. Like, most of the time when we're talking with clients and they're always asking me, or they're always singing my praises or, just saying nice, just being nice.
Right.
And I always just take it back to, I'm the product of what my parents raised. So if you're going to thank anybody, thank them.
Yeah. I say the same thing.
Yep. I didn't do it.
Yeah.
I came into this world not knowing anything.
Yeah. Well, and it's like those core values that, between the ages of like 0 and 15.
Right.
Not even that anymore. Probably 0 and 11 at this point. But that.
Yeah.
And what your parents' role model to you or whoever you're living with,
Exactly.
That, what role model you have in your life. Mm-hmm. So.
No. So I always say that, my biggest influence in that regard is my parents because, I got one I like and there's just one I'm not too fond of.
Yeah, I get that. Nobody likes that guy.
Oh.
Just kidding. We love that guy.
Yeah,
so
we do.
Okay. Well, moving on. Let's see. Is it my final ask?
Yeah, go for it. Okay. You get one more question.
Great. This one is hard for me.
Uh-huh.
Which food could you never get sick of eating?
That's good.
Right. But you can only pick one. And if you had to eat it every day for the rest of your life, what would it be?
All right. I'm going to get real with the people.
Uh-oh.
So I got some personal information I got to get off my chest. I have always been a big fan of spaghetti, but not the way that most people enjoy it, right?
Why is that?
You know why that is.
I do, but I would love for you to tell the people. They want to know.
So I'm a big spaghetti sandwich guy. You take the garlic bread, you put the spaghetti and the meat and all the good stuff on the garlic bread, and then you either eat it like that or you can take another piece of garlic bread and make a sandwich.
Make a sandwich out of it, yes.
Right.
So it's like a carb sandwich.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, there's carbs in a sandwich, but it's like, let's put carbs on the carbs and make a sandwich.
Who doesn't love carbs? But I could eat spaghetti sandwiches till the day I die. Like, oh my God, spaghetti is just amazing.
Right.
Right, like it doesn't even matter what you put in it. Just slap some stuff together. Bam.
But you got to have the bread to make the sandwich.
You got to have garlic bread.
I've seen it. I've seen it many times. I've seen it on the floor after it's fallen off all over the table.
I deny these allegations.
Yeah, I've seen it.
No.
So.
No, I'm very good at the spaghetti sandwich. It's a skill.
What would mine be? Do you know?
What would yours be?
Yeah. Do you know?
Yeah.
Oh, now I want to know.
No, absolutely not. But I would have to guess taco salad.
You're not wrong.
Because, you ate it so much as a kid.
Well, no, we only got to eat it as a kid when my dad was gone.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my mom would make it because she was excited to eat it.
Exactly.
I do love a good taco salad.
Yeah. And it's kind of the same with spaghetti. Like you can, it's carbs.
Well, there's meat and lettuce in it. And,
not if you're doing it right.
No, that's true.
No, I'm just kidding.
You're not wrong.
No, that would be my guess. But
I could probably do that because I really didn't have an answer. I'm not lying.
I know.
Although I really expected you to say a chicken sandwich because you and the rest of the family have decided that is my food that I order is a chicken sandwich.
It's not true. It's the buffalo chicken sandwich.
Oh, I do love a good buffalo chicken sandwich. That is so good.
Buffalo chicken sandwich every time.
We should get that for lunch.
I'm good with that.
Okay. I love that.
Okay, on to my last question.
Oh, okay, last question.
Which is not as deep as your question.
Oh, okay.
But what does happiness mean to you?
Oh, God.
How do you pursue it?
Oh, my God. That's not deep at all. Let's go back to taco salad. No. Jeez. Happiness means to me?
Mm-hmm. What does happiness mean to you and how do you pursue it?
Well, I think, having all your needs covered because then you don't have to worry about things. And then having the people around you, that you love, that's happiness. Even if you're arguing with them, that's okay. They're still there. They're still present in your life. And, because I think, once you have the stress of your needs being met, not so much your wants, but your needs, the basic, things. But, and then having the people that you love around you, because that's what life is. Life is, people and experiences. So like that's happiness.
Right.
And also maybe a very nice sleeping orange cat that doesn't bite me, taking a nap with you. That's a little bit of happiness. But yeah, that would be my answer.
Okay.
And how I pursue it, I try to show up for people. I show up.
That's all you can do.
Well, that's all I can do. Show up for the family, show up for my friends, show up for the clients, meet people where they are.
Exactly.
Bring them along. What about you?
Oh, man. I think a lot of people get, happiness and other things confused where it's like, you've got joy, sadness, depression, anxiety, like all those things.
Are you just naming people from the movie?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Thanks for, taking me out of left field.
Go ahead.
Anyways, man, I kind of lost it a little bit. Thanks, man. No. So I think people oftentimes get that confused, and it's like happiness really to me is like you were saying, is the people you want to spend your time with. Because in all honesty, most of the time that I can look back on fond memories, it's not the times that I went on vacation and I can't remember that kind of stuff. Most of my happy times come through challenges, perseverance, and overcoming. A lot of my most miserable times are my happiest times because I got through it.
How about?
Like, back when I used to be fixing cars a whole bunch with my friends, I had a lot of times where I was just, the things just weren't working, I was miserable in the moment, but as soon as you get it done, as soon as you, cross that finish line, you feel happy.
Yeah.
But is that happiness? I don't know.
No.
Because, like I said, happiness is just the people.
Right. Well, it's different to everybody.
Exactly. Happiness for me is just the people. So it's spending time with people who want to spend time with me.
Yeah.
Genuine.
Yeah. Connections
with people. And how do I pursue that? By pushing everyone away. No. I don't know. Like, I try to wake up every day and become a better person. Try to learn from a mistake, or just try to, or take a little swing at working on something that I need to work on. Because we've all got our issues, we've all got problems, but it's the intentionality of working on it that gets you to where you're trying to go. And I don't think you ever reach that place until you do. And most of the time when you do, you don't know it. There's a lot to unpack with that question, but it's just overall what happiness means to me is a 4 for 4 from Wendy's. Well, I'm just hungry now. You got me?
Spaghetti sandwich.
Yeah. Well, the 4 for 4, it's a good deal.
It's a good deal.
You got me hungry now.
I know. We did talk about food a lot.
Yes.
So
yeah. I wonder if the people know us better. Do you guys know us better?
Yeah. Well, let us know. What does happiness mean to you, or any of these other questions we asked? Super fun. It's always good to get to know people. That's, part of why we're in this business, is to build community.
Exactly.
And that's how we get to know, build a community, is by knowing each other. I mean, you and I know each other pretty well.
Sure.
But, we'd love for all you out there listening to, get to know us better, and we want to get to know you. So
send me your spaghetti sandwich.
Yeah.
I want to see.
If you're a spaghetti sandwich person, please let us know.
There's no one on this planet who's a spaghetti sandwich person. But actually there was one restaurant and I didn't get to try the spaghetti sandwich. They had one and I didn't get to try it.
Oh.
I think it's a thing someplace. Like,
maybe it is. I don't know.
If you have seen spaghetti sandwiches, let me know.
I mean, it was a thing in our house.
So I can go have one.
Okay, yeah. If you know.
I feel like it's like maybe New York is the thing. I don't know.
It could be.
I have no idea.
If not, we probably should make one.
Right?
Yeah.
Sounds like a carb sandwich.
It really does.
Sweet.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. That was my spiel done.
Well, you kind of took up the whole time, and that's okay, because, people get to know us better. So I'm okay with that.
Well, we can talk a little bit.
Nah, we'll push it off till next week. It's not a big deal. We're fine. I will tell you my, my random holidays. I do enjoy random holidays.
Okay.
Okay, there's 2 very important ones coming up. Okay, Friday, October 11th is National
And
Sausage Pizza Day.
that's a good one.
Food. I gotta find a food one every week. I do like sausage pizza. I prefer like sausage and pepperoni, but I will just eat sausage if it's there.
I think this is just, since we record this around lunchtime, I think it just becomes a food podcast.
I think it really, maybe we just morph into bricks and food. Maybe, I don't know. Or food bricks. I don't know. Brick food?
What?
Well, our name is Bricks and Banter.
So. But you got to come up with something better than that.
Food bricks. Well, I got to think about it. I mean, it's like off the cuff. So anyway, make sure on the 11th. Did you have your taco last Friday? Last week was National Taco.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
I love that. Taco salad, actually. Whole.
Uh-huh.
Right. But the more important holiday I want to talk about, this is, one that is celebrated the world around.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, October 12th. Hold on. I know you're going to be throwing a big party. Okay. It is international, not just national, international African Penguin Awareness Day. I know your fondness for penguins.
Oh, wow. I do enjoy penguins.
Yes. So it's International African Penguin Awareness Day. Are you aware of any African penguins?
In the beautiful state of Colorado, not necessarily.
I mean, probably maybe at the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo.
I don't know. I haven't been there.
They have a penguin house there. Oh, that's right. You didn't go with us last time.
No.
Yeah.
No. The giraffes, they scare me.
Well, okay.
You're taller than me.
Well, yeah. Saturday, October 12th, International African Penguin Awareness Day. So.
Well, the giraffes are violent creatures. That's why they let the kids feed them with the...
We're talking about penguins, not giraffes.
Well, now I'm just thinking about the weird
my
tongues
gosh. Okay.
touching the kids.
Yeah, we'll just apologize for today's episode.
No, today's episode was a masterpiece.
Episode 6.
Be careful of giraffes, everybody.
Yeah, so those are our takeaways from today. If you know of any place that serves a spaghetti sandwich, please let us know.
Let me know.
Let Seth know.
You can't come.
Put it, 2, the last question was a great one. What is happiness and how do you pursue it? That's a great question. We'd love to know your answer there. So, because happiness, can be different for everybody. So let us know what your answer is. Put it in the comments.
And that's part of the reason that, just to tie it back to real estate a little bit, that's part of the reason I like real estate is you get to see a lot of people in their happiest moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Becoming a first-time home buyer or finally, move into the property that they inevitably wanted to end up at.
Yeah.
You get to help with a lot of those journeys.
Right.
Be a small little piece.
Yeah, love that. That's why we're in it, building that community. So, anything else for this week? Or?
I mean, we still got a touch bit of time. You want another question? Have the people earned another question?
I mean, I don't know, maybe. Okay, we got like literally a minute and a half, so it's going to have to be like super quick. Come on now.
Okay. Well, just tying it back to real estate, like we were just talking about, what drives you to do what you do?
Oh, well, like I said, building community.
Yeah, but you already gave that answer, so answer.
No, that's what it is. Honestly, if you look back at my life and things I've done, it's always been in service to other people. You don't join the military to get rich.
No.
So that was serving my country. I did that for 20 plus years. So, that was service. And then I joined, got into real estate because again, it's serving people. I volunteered a lot of different places serving people. So
that's true.
It's just that service to people. Like, and if I have the knowledge and ability to help someone better their life, I want to be a part of that because, you always want to see people be better and you always want to help people. So, give them a hand up.
Yeah.
So that's why I do what I do.
Wow.
Yeah. What about you?
Boo. Sappy answer.
Oh, okay.
I got into real estate because I wanted to start this awesome podcast.
Excellent. Love
That's
that.
the reason.
That's a terrible answer.
It's the only answer.
It's the only answer. I think he's not serious, but that's okay.
I might be a bit sarcastic.
A
the people may have picked up on that.
Yeah.
Just ever so slightly.
Little bit.
No, I got into real estate partly because I saw you doing it.
Yeah.
And, that's part of the reason.
Yeah.
And it gives me the opportunity to work with you too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like most people end up not spending as much time with your parents as they wanted to. So if I can take, and I'm not sure, I do love the service aspect of real estate. It's just, I being my age, I don't know where I want to end up. So if I'm here for, ever or a couple of years, we're just going to be happy that we spend our time together.
Yeah.
And we're going to have so many cool stories of all the people we helped on top of the people we've already helped.
Right.
So just building that connection with both our clients and also you.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Good times.
So.
Yeah. Love that. Good answer.
Yeah, but mostly because I'm on this sweet podcast.
Mostly on the sweet podcast.
And I'm everybody's favorite character.
Oh,
probably not.
No, I mean, I think it's like 70-30.
And I'll give you 70-30, but just with.
Oh, no, I don't think so. Okay. Well, if that's it for today, we want to thank everybody.
Yep.
For, being here today with us.
Thanks for my off-topic nonsense.
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah. You see what happens when I let Seth be in charge.
Yeah, the people love it.
Okay.
We'll see.
Yep,
We'll
yep.
gauge the reaction.
Oh, okay. We will. We'll see. I'll leave it there. You're right. I will just leave it open.
Right.
Okay. Well, next week, though, we are going to start on our, kind of outline of how to list your home. Because, we are realtors, so we need to talk about real estate and homes and stuff. Then we'll continue on with, a little bit of organization, what we were going to talk about this week, but and some other fun stuff.
Well, that's fine. I mean, the majority of our time is spent on the bricks, and then the past couple weeks has been a little bit of banter. This week was all banter.
This week was all the banter. I love that. Yeah.
You got to have a healthy balance of both.
Yeah. But, as always, we thank you for being here and listening to us. If you enjoyed our show, you can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Demetrellis Homes, or give us a call at 719-500-7129, or email us at demetrellishomes@gmail.com. We'd love to help you. That's the way you get business. You got to ask for the business. So here we are asking for your business. We would love to help you if you're in the Colorado Springs, Denver area. Give us a call.
Or even if you're not, if you just got a question.
That's true.
We'll answer your
questions. We're here to help. Definitely. So here's us asking for your business. Got to do that.
And here's me asking for your spaghetti sandwich.
Okay.
Who wants to have Seth over and make him a spaghetti sandwich? Anybody?
Spaghetti sandwich.
Nobody raised their hand. Dang it.
I mean, I don't know. We'll check the comments and see if anybody knows of any place that serves spaghetti sandwich.
I'm actually curious. I'm more curious as to what happiness means to people.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Yeah. Love that. You have some great questions this week. I appreciate the time you put into that. Thank you so much for doing that. Hopefully people know us a little bit better now. And, we'd love the chance to meet you again. For sure. Even if you just have some questions about the market, what's going on, we're here. Mm-hmm. There's multiple ways to reach us.
Or even if you just want to go to lunch. I mean, we're both always done.
Also, it is lunchtime. We record this at lunchtime, so we're always we're terrible because we don't eat before we come. Right. We eat when we leave, and that's never good. So
no, those are my favorite meetings at lunch, because then everybody's at least happy.
Yeah, exactly. Food, building the community.
Yep,
it's one thing that brings people together. Food,
breaking bread, fellowship,
breaking bread with fellowship. So
yep.
All righty. Is that it?
No, I got my usual shout out. Shout out to everybody serving our military, everybody who's a first responder, firefighter, all of those people, doctors, nurses, the people who wake up every day and just get it done, deal with it. Appreciate every single one of you guys. I don't ever want you guys to feel unnoticed or unappreciated, because at least in my community, we appreciate it.
Yep.
So
100%. So
shout out to all those boys and girls out there doing the work.
Love that. Thanks.
Working 9 to 5.
Love it. Somebody's got to do the work.
Way to make it.
Okay, Dolly Parton.
Yeah, it's the one.
Okay.
Nope. That's all.
All righty. Well, everybody have a great week. We appreciate you tuning in, and we will be back next week for episode 7.
Show me your penguin party.
Penguin. Yep. Okay. It's just going to keep going.
Nope. We're done.
Okay.
Outro. And let the people leave. Let them go.
Okay. Well, I got to say all the stuff at the end.
Yep.
Time for the stuff at the end. Okay. We are Seth and Shelly Demetrellis. We are licensed realtors in the state of Colorado. We assume no responsibility or liability for any errors or omissions in this content of this podcast. The information contained in this podcast is purely for entertainment purposes. Seek legal counsel for official information related to any topic we discussed, although we kind of just discussed ourselves today. But anyway, have a great week, everybody.
Still seek legal counsel. Every chance you get.
Okay, that's it. You're done. You're cut off.
Nope. And that's
Bye.
it. Bye, everybody.